Welcome back everybody, I am Brickalier Bricks, and today I'm going to be showing you what parts you need to make this 501st Turbo Tank besides the 4 501st Battle Packs. Alright, so the 501st Battle Pack does not have any wheel pieces, and trying to make custom wheels using only the pieces from those 4 sets large enough to fit on the Turbo Tank is just not possible. So I came up with a few options for wheels and axle pieces that you can buy if you would like to do this alternate build. Alright, so the first option here is the least expensive and has the least amount of extra parts you need to buy, only 53. I know that sounds kind of high, but a lot of these are small little pieces, and this thing has 8 wheels, so keep that in mind. The rough estimate for price from Bricklink Studio here was about $6. And that reminds me, I would recommend buying these parts on either Bricklink or eBay, probably Bricklink if you can. If you're not familiar with how to use the website, there's a lot of great tutorials you can find on YouTube. And I do have a wanted list on Bricklink with all these parts, but unfortunately I cannot share it. So you're gonna have to look at the image here and just put in the part numbers one by one on Bricklink to add it to your own wanted list. But yeah, the wheels I'm using are called the hard plastic large wheels. Now make sure you don't accidentally buy the bigger version of this wheel. It's called Hard Plastic Wheel Giant. It's much bigger and much more expensive, not to mention it won't fit on this tank. Again, get 8 of the Hard Plastic Wheel Large, not the Hard Plastic Wheel Giant. The Hard Plastic Large is actually pretty cheap. They do kind of rub together a little bit, but because it's slick plastic, it is still able to roll across the ground, as I showed in the teaser video for this build. Now, obviously, there's some other parts in that list there. There's some axles and bushing pieces just to help space the wheels out across the axles, and some extra Technic bricks and plates just to help make things a little bit sturdier. Now, you might notice that there's 8 wheels on this list, but 9 axles. That's not a mistake. That 9th axle piece is actually used up higher in the build to reinforce the walls and the roof. I figured if we're buying axles anyway, it's worth it to have another one if it means making another part of the build sturdier. So that's the first option for wheels. It's my favorite. It's the cheapest. It's the default that you're going to find in the main instructions. And these are actually the same wheels that were used on the first Lego Turbo Tank that came out, the 2005 version. Now, option number 2 you might recognize as the wheels that were used on the 2016 version of the Turbo Tank. They're called the Viking Wagon wheels, and I would recommend putting the 6x6 radar dish pieces on the side like Lego did in the official set just to make them look less wagony. And I think the best color choice here is dark bluish gray. This list has a price estimate of about $13 and it has 72 parts. There are a few things different besides the wheels. You're using different Technic bricks. You're not going to be using any of the ones with the cross, otherwise the wheels would not be able to roll. Additionally, you need more of the round 2x2 bricks, which pair up with those dish pieces on the sides of each wheel. The extra plates and the extra axle though are the same, but again, make sure you pay close attention to these lists to make sure you're getting the right parts. And finally, that brings us to the third option. Now, these are more traditional Lego Technic wheels. They have the rubber tires with the plastic wheels inside, and I added the dish pieces on the side again just to make it more of a turbo tank look. This option uses 80 parts, and the price estimate is around $13. Once again, there's variations in the bushing pieces and the Technic bricks, so it'd be a good idea to just double check everything while you're making the wanted list on Bricklink if you're doing this version, or any version. So the plan is to have instructions for each of these different versions. Again, I'm sorry I was not able to share the wanted list of all these parts. It would be a lot easier, but unfortunately Bricklink has not implemented that feature yet. So you're just going to have to pause the video and type in the part numbers one by one. Now, the last thing I'll say in this video is I do realize that buying extra parts takes time for things to ship and everything like that. However, these instructions are available right now on my Patreon, patreon.com/BrickalierBricks. That's found at the lowest Patreon level, which is $3. That'll give you access to the PDF version of these instructions as well as all the other instructions that I've put out. Now, the overview video where I showcase this build will be coming next Friday, April 1st, and the week after that, which is April 8th, the free version of the instructions will drop here on YouTube. So make sure you go ahead and hit that sub button, turn on notifications so you know what's going on, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks.